Hey everybody, today's something a little different. Picture with me, if you will. There's a soldier, and he's way behind enemy lines. And at the start of his mission, he was given a map of exactly which way to go to get to his destination. He knew his orders and he knew how to carry them out. But he didn't follow the map. He went his own way, and he finds himself surrounded. Tens of thousands of enemy soldiers all around him. He's scared. He's confused. He doesn't know what to do. He drops to his knees. And there, in complete surrender, he realizes what's in his helmet. He's got a connection to his commanding officer, to the leader of the greatest military that there ever was. And he starts talking to him. And he says, Pop, this leader's his father. Abba, I don't know what to do. I didn't follow your map. I didn't go the way I was supposed to go. I'm surrounded on every side. I'm done. It's over with. I can't carry out my mission. The voice comes back through that helmet and says, Son, look at your belt. He looks down. On the buckle of his belt, it says, one of a kind. And he says, Son, remember the armor that you wear. And he looks and he realizes inside of his armor it says impenetrable. For this is technology that no other military in the world has. And he says, Son, look at your boots. And these boots have been made through the battles that this soldier has been through. Every piece of the battle, every battle has a piece that's part of these boots that the soldier has made it through. And he's came back to tell his story about. And he says, Son, remember the helmet that you're talking to me through. This helmet has saved this soldier many times in many difficult situations. And then he says, Son, though you can't see it, you know there's a shield covering your face, made of the most impenetrable, bulletproof, glass-like substance that there ever was. And the enemy starts shooting, and these shots are shooting right off that face mask. They're just bouncing off. And the soldier's still scared, but he's starting to get some courage. The bullets are still flying. And finally, his commanding officer, his father, says, Son, take out your weapon. And he reaches, not on his back, not into his holster, not into his pocket. He reaches with inside himself to his heart. And he says, Son, stand. And the son stands up, and he's got his weapon, and he starts firing. He says, For many are called, but few are chosen. Boom! 1,000 of the enemies fall to the ground. And then his son fires again. He says, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. The soldier's shouting these things out. Boom! 2,000 more soldiers fall. Those enemy soldiers fall. And he says, No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Oh, 5,000 soldiers of the enemy force fall. But then on the horizon, here comes, oh my goodness, 100,000 more soldiers. They're coming. They're giving that one last hurrah. They're giving everything they got. And the son's shaking. He's scared. He doesn't know what to do. But he fires again. No weapon formed against you will prosper. A couple soldiers fall, but they're still coming full force. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Boom. A couple more fall, but there's still 95,000 soldiers coming at him. It's hopeless. He's got one last bullet in his chamber here, one last shot to fire at the enemy. He says, "For it is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is the gift of God." Boom. The enemy soldiers all fall. The soldier's astonished. He's been through some battles, but he's never been through one like this. And all of a sudden, the voice comes through the helmet again. "Son, I've called you to carry out good works, which I prepared in advance for you to do. You think I would send you into a battle that I'd not equip you to make it through? You think I didn't know you weren't going to follow my map? I'm your father. I knew which way you were going to go. The map was the path I would have you take, but I know you more than you know yourself, son. And I have given you everything you need to fight this battle. But you just got to do what you did at the beginning. You got to fall on your knees and reconnect to me." So this soldier is full of just tears pouring down his face. He's thinking, why would you chose me for this mission? Why would you send me? Why would you care so much for me, Father? You have so many children. Because this wasn't his firstborn, it wasn't his lastborn. It was one of millions of children this perfect Father has. And that soldier, brothers and sisters, he got up and he carried on his mission. He walked through the enemy territory and he come upon this little homeless drug addict, nobody. And he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out a bottle of water. He says, "I know you're thirsty. I've been sent through enemy territory to give you this water, but not just this water. There's a Father who wants to know you, and he sent me through this battle, and he gave me the victory for you." He had another son that he sent to a losing battle. At least that's the way it looked like to the world. And that son died for you. It's sad. But the story doesn't end there. That son's name was Jesus. And he chose to die for you. He chose to die so you don't have to. And he'd do it all again, just for you. And the young man, the homeless addict, says, "Why would you care about me?" And the soldier says, "I just said that a minute ago to my Father, for he cares for you. He wants you to be part of his family." And this guy that society looked down on jumped up. "Nobody ever wanted me. Nobody ever cared about me. Nobody ever wanted anything to do with me. You know how many things I've messed up?" And the soldier says, "No, I don't know how many things you messed up, but my Father does. And he loves you. He wants you to come with him." And immediately, the helicopter comes from the sky. The rope falls down. They evacuate out of enemy territory. And they fly off. And the helicopter lands at the home base. And there, it's the most magnificent sight you've ever seen. Nothing but joy and peace, happiness. There's a lion over in the corner, and it's cuddled up to a little lamb. There's a rabbit cuddled up next to a wolf. There's no guns. There's no violence. There's nothing but joy and peace. And then the greatest thing of all happens. Here comes the Father, arms open wide, and he grabs a hold of that homeless nobody that the soldier just went through all that to reach. He says, "Welcome home, my son." And that man just falls to his knees and starts weeping. He says, "I love you." And the Father says, "I have loved you before you were born." And then, standing next to the Father is the one that gave his life. And he looks to the soldier and he says, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." And the soldier falls to his knees, just as the homeless man did. And they cry together. And these tears are tears of receiving a love that they didn't understand, that they never knew existed. Brothers and sisters, you are that soldier, and you are that homeless man. Yeah, I'm not saying you're homeless, but I'm saying that you failed to complete your orders, but God equipped you to keep going anyway. I'm saying that you don't deserve his love, but he loves you anyway. And he's calling you to join his family, to step into that land of peace. In this world, you will have trouble. The Bible tells us that. But Jesus said, "Take heart, because I have overcome the world." And he says he leaves his peace he gives to us, and his peace he leaves with us. And I looked up that word peace and got a little bit more information on it today. And it has to do with being in union. So if you don't have peace today, or when you find yourselves in the moments where you lose your peace, it's because you're in union with the world and the things of the world. And if you want that peace back, just like that soldier, fall on your knees. Get back to God. Become in union with him. And all of a sudden, that peace returns. Now, those enemy soldiers, the devil is going to keep coming and trying to take that peace away. He's going to succeed at times. It's okay. Because our God has equipped us for this battle. Just fall to your knees again and hear that still small voice. That thought that sounds the same as your own thoughts, but it's just it's not something you would really think. But it's something that aligns with this word. That's the way God speaks to us. That person that crosses your path at just the right time, with just the right thing to say. That's God working through us, through others to speak to us. I've never heard God thunder from the sky. I know he can. But the way he speaks to me is he brings scripture to mind. I'll pray and he'll put something like this parable that I just gave you in my heart. I'll get into his word and something will jump off the page at me. You guys don't know Christ today. He wants to know you. He loves you. If you do know Christ, he's calling you closer. If you're in the middle of the battle, remember your armor. I love you guys, and so does God. Be blessed today.